Hello and welcome to Hobbies and Happiness, where we are all about the hobbies that make us happy, tabletop gaming. I'm Dan.
And I'm Jim. And today we're going over Disney Villainous. Here she is.
Let's go. All right, so Disney Villainous is a game for 2 to 6 players in which each player takes control of one of Disney's infamous villains.
Yeah.
The goal of each villain is to complete their objective. Each villain has a completely different objective. And so for this video, we're going to go over basically like a quick overview of kind of how to play the game. We'll kind of get you up and going. And then Jim and I are going to go through about 2 turns, kind of just playing these characters and kind of just show you how you can start your own game of Disney Villainous.
Yeah, just give you guys an idea.
Yeah, so I'm going to be playing Maleficent, whose objective is to start your turn with a curse at each location. Jim, who are you going to be taking control of here?
I'm playing as Prince John. He's looking to, at the start of his turn, have 20 power or more, which power is gold in this game.
Power is your resource, right? And so the resources are all here. What you want to do is you take out your supply of power tokens, put them at the center of the table for all players to reach, and they come with this nice little cauldron type thing. It looks like a rock. I don't know. It's like a weird rock, but I think it's technically classified as a cauldron. I don't really know.
Let's call it a volcano top.
Yeah,
Put it at the top of a volcano.
That's what we'll do for it. So, you want to put that in reach of all players. Determine your turn order. And so for this, we've determined Jim is going to be going first.
Yes.
So Jim, the first player, starts with no power tokens. Second player starts with 1. So I'll take 1. Go ahead and add it to my power bank or my supply. And then I believe the third and fourth players start with 2.
Yeah.
And then I think 5th and 6th maybe start with 3. If I'm correct.
Depending on how many people play.
Depending on how many people play. Okay. So each villain has their own distinct realm. Okay. So I have Maleficent's realm, and then Jim has Prince John's realm.
Yes.
And each realm typically has 4 different locations. So for Maleficent, her different locations are the Forbidden Mountains, Briar Rose's cottage, the forest, and King Stephen's castle.
Yes, and for Prince John, we have the Sherwood Forest, I'm gonna mess up this name all the time. Was it Friar?
Yeah, Friar.
Friar Tuck's church.
Yeah.
We have Nottingham and the jail.
Yeah. And so normally in each of these different locations, there are 4 different actions that you can take. Now, before we even get there, what we want to also talk about is these villain piece movers. Each villain has their own distinct villain piece, okay, that symbolizes who that villain is,
Yes.
okay? And basically what you do on your turn is you take your villain mover and then you move from one location to another. The only stipulation with the villain mover and basically your locations is you have to move to a different location to where you're at. So you start the game, each player starts the game placing their villain mover on the leftmost space in their realm. So for Maleficent, she starts in the Forbidden Mountains. Prince John,
We start in the Sheriff Woods? No,
the
that's not
Sheriff's
it.
Woods.
Sherwood Forest.
Sherwood Forest, yeah.
I'm thinking of Sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah.
Which is completely different.
Yes and no.
Kind of.
Because the sheriff is in there for sure. So each player starts there. Okay. And then now talking about the actions. Okay. Normally each location has 4 different actions you can take.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the actions that are in the game. Okay. You have a total of 8 different types of actions. You can gain a power. You can play a card. You can activate a card. You can fate another player.
Then we have move an item or ally, move a hero, vanquish, which is just fighting, and then discard cards.
So those are all of the total different actions that you can take in the game. Okay. So what we'd recommend that you first do is when you pick the villain that you're going to play as, each villain comes with these handy villain guides. Okay. So we have Maleficent here. Jim's got Prince John over there. What these villain guides do is they give you essentially an overview of how to play the character. They kind of give you key cards that you want to look out for. And speaking of villain guides, we're going to be doing villain guides for each and every one of these villains for the game. So stay tuned for those videos. We're going to be going into guides and essentially strategy guides on how to best play these characters. So stay tuned. Look forward to that. But before we even get there, okay. So, for example, Maleficent starts in the Forbidden Mountains. On Maleficent's turn, she can move to a different location. So let's say Maleficent moves to the forest. There's 4 different actions that she can take while in the forest. She can gain 3 power, play 2 cards, as there are 2 different play a card action symbols, and then there's also a discard cards.
One of Dan's favorite things to do.
One of my favorite things to do. The thing with discarding cards is it allows you to discard any number of cards from your hand into your discard pile. You do not immediately draw. The draw takes place at the end of your step.
Like most deck builders out there.
Yeah. Most games, you draw cards at the end of your turn. Okay, now let's say Jim's playing Prince John. So let's say Jim moves to let's see, where's Prince John gonna move?
No, he'd love to go to Nottingham.
Why would he love to go to Nottingham?
Because he likes to do a lot of stuff. He likes to get money. He likes to play cards. But more importantly, Dan, he likes to fate.
I think Jim likes to fate versus Prince John. He's saying Prince John. I think it's more of a Jim thing.
Yeah, it's definitely. This is my favorite thing to do in the whole game.
It is. Now, how does fating work?
So,
Jim,
you see these white cards right here that we have, Dan?
I do.
This is the fate deck.
Mm-hmm.
So each character has their own fate deck, and it's the protagonist inside the movie or other cards that will help them pretty much disrupt you. And so when it comes to fating, you take a look at your opponents. You take the top 2 cards. So Dan, if you could.
So take the top 2 here. I'm going to flip over here. We have Flora, who's a hero. And then we also have the Sword of Truth.
Oh, man.
Which is an item.
What do we got here? Flora. When Flora is played, Maleficent reveals her hand. Until Flora is defeated, she must play with her hand revealed, which is pretty strong. And then we have the Sword of Truth. Attach Sword of Truth to a hero with no other items. Since we can't attach it to anything,
since there's nothing on this board,
we would have to take Flora. But what it also does is, when it's attached to them, the hero gets increased strength, and then to play a curse, cost 1.
Which curses are unique to Maleficent's deck. Maleficent has
I've got to play her.
Yeah, curses are only found on Maleficent's deck and no other characters. So, if Jim did fate me for here, since there are no other heroes on this board, okay, Sword of Truth would do nothing.
Yes.
Now, when you fate a player, you reveal the top 2, then you, the initiating player, chooses which card you would like to play.
So from these ones, I would have to pick Flora. Because the Sword of Truth does absolutely nothing. So,
since Flora is a hero, okay, Jim would then get to decide which location to place Flora at.
Yes.
So, with the realms, like I said, we had 4 different locations here. He could pick which location to place Flora at. So, Jim, which location would you like to place this hero at?
So, for me, when I'm playing down my fate cards, I like to counteract the opponent's fate cards as well. So the one that I have the most control over is over here inside the castle.
So if Flora gets placed here, you see that she's now covering up the top 2 spaces in King Stephen's castle. So if on following turns, Maleficent was to move to King Stephen's castle, these action symbols that Flora is blocking, Maleficent would not have access to. So that is one area where the Fate deck is extremely oppressive, I guess. It's not overly oppressive. It's not overly oppressive. It's just that's how you interact with other players and you stop them from completing their game plan. So that's kind of that's probably a pretty it's a 3,000 foot overview kind of how to play the game. So we thought the best way to really show off how to play is take these characters and then we're going to play about a few turns, 2 to 3 turns, just to show you kind of what we would do.
Mhm.
So we're going to go ahead and do that now. All right, and here we go. Let's get into it, and we'll go through some turns with you guys. All right, here we go.
All right, let's start off here. Let's move to Nottingham, Dan.
Okay.
So I will gain a coin.
Okay.
I will be able to now play a card.
Okay.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, it doesn't. I don't got a whole lot going on
All
here.
right.
but we can start with a little bit here. We have rewards. So let's go ahead and put the reward over on the Sherwood Forest.
What kind of card is that?
It's an item card.
Okay.
It's Warrant. So I gain 2 power each time a hero is played to this location.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So I do not want to play heroes to that location, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
And then I have Vanquish, nothing to vanquish,
Okay.
but more importantly, the Fate.
Who are you going to target with that fate action? All right. Here we
I'm gonna
go.
target you.
All right. Top card. Sword of Truth. Second card. Once Upon a Dream.
Well now.
All right.
Damn, put them in the graveyard. I can't
All
even do
right.
anything.
Both of these cards have no effect on this board state. So Sword of Truth.
I didn't get to shuffle and cut, Dan.
Sword of Truth needs to be attached to a hero. There are none. Once Upon a Dream, it says discard a curse. There are none here.
There are none. That's the bad thing.
All right. Anything else for you
And,
to do?
Dan, that is my turn. So I will pass and draw up to 4 cards.
Okay. All right. So for my first turn, I will go ahead and move to the forest. Okay. The forest, I will gain 3 power. So I will take 3 from the supply, add it to my personal supply.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will go ahead and pay 3 to play Raven. Raven is an ally. I'll play her at the forest, where it's an ally card, 1 power, where it reads, at the start of your turn, you may move Raven and perform 1 available action at his new location. Raven cannot perform fate actions.
Ooh.
Raven is probably the most powerful ally in Maleficent's deck.
Yeah, that seems really
For
strong, Dan.
Sure. Okay.
If you could do double fate.
I get to play another card.
Yeah.
However, I do not have any cards left in my hand that I can utilize.
Shucks.
So, I can discard. I will go ahead and choose to discard 1 card.
All right.
And then I'll pass the turn. And on my turn, I'll go ahead and draw back up to 4 cards. And
All right.
then over to you.
You know what? I will go to what's his name again? Friar
Tuck.
Friar Tuck's church.
All right.
All right. So I'm able to get 2 power here.
Okay.
I can now play 2 cards, and then I can also move an item as well. So,
Okay.
you know what? We're just gonna get the party rolling a little bit with Sir Hiss.
All right.
and so we're gonna go here, putting Sir Hiss at Nottingham. If Prince John is at Sir Hiss's location, you may perform 1 action that is covered by a hero at this
Okay.
location.
Okay. Pretty strong. All right. Sounds good.
And since I'm out of money, and I don't think I want to move anything as of right now,
Okay.
so I think I'll pass and draw up to 1. Draw 1 card, up to 4.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead on Maleficent's second turn. We'll go ahead and move to Briar Rose's cottage.
Mhm.
First action, she has gain 2 power.
Wait a minute, we have a Briar and a Friar.
We do.
Are they brothers? I'm assuming not.
I think Briar Rose is just a location in the
Oh.
film, I believe.
Okay.
Could be wrong.
Okay.
So anyway, first action, collect 2 from the supply.
Mhm.
Now, before I messed up a little bit because Raven states, so at the start of your turn, you may move Raven and perform 1 available action at his location. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and just move Raven
Mhm.
to Briar Rose's cottage.
Mhm.
And then we're going to choose to gain the 2 power.
Makes
So we're
sense.
going to gain 2 extra power from Raven's ability. So now I've gained a total of 5 power on this turn, which again for Maleficent's fantastic. Raven is
It's very
fantastic,
strong.
fantastic card. Now, one other action that's available here is move. I can move an item or an ally. The one stipulation in Disney Villainous with moving an item or an ally, they cannot be moved to any location. When you're using this action, they have to be moved to an adjacent location. Yeah. So if I wanted to utilize that, which I would if Raven was on the forest, and I'll explain why here in a second. But if I wanted to move Raven now, I could move Raven to either the Forbidden Mountains or I could move them to the forest. Okay, so I'm actually going to go ahead and move Raven to the Forbidden Mountains. Okay. The reason why is because there's only gained 1 power, versus these 2 locations, Briar Rose's Cottage and the Forest, have gained 2 power and gained 3 power respectively. So depending on my hand and depending on the game state, I might choose a different action. But those 2 are the most lucrative effects for gaining power. Okay, so that was a second action. My third action, I can play a card. I'm going to go ahead and pay 3 power.
Oh, man.
To play this curse, which is Green Fire. The curse which says heroes cannot be played to this location. Discard this curse if Maleficent moves to this location.
Oh.
So I cannot move to King Stephen's castle, or else I have to discard that curse.
That's pretty strong card.
All right. And then fourth action, I have discard. I will go ahead and I'll discard that card. And then end of my turn, I'm going to go ahead and pass. On the pass, I will go ahead and draw up to 4.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go, Dan. We're going to try it again.
All right, here we go.
This time we're going to go to Sherwood Forest.
Okay.
I will gain a power.
Okay.
Do I even have a card I can play, Dan?
All right, that's a very good question.
That is a very good question. But no, I think we're fine as of right now. Just collecting power. And I will go ahead and fate you.
Okay.
Second round. Here we go.
Oh boy.
That's another
another sword of truth. Okay, here's one you can play.
Oh, all right. Here we go. We got King Hubert.
King Hubert.
Hubert. When King Hubert is played, you may move 1 ally from each adjacent location to his location. Huh. So, I don't even know if that's good. Is that good for the crow? Because the crow can just move when you move?
The crow moves at the raven, moves at the beginning of my turn.
Oh, okay.
So it is a May. Raven's ability is a May, but it triggers at the beginning of the turn.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know how good this card is, but I think I have to take it.
It's the only one you can take.
Yeah.
So Sword of Truth will get discarded.
Yeah. And I can't put it on my fate over there. And
correct.
I'd love to.
Which is why I put that curse there.
So I guess I could cover up his discard slot over there, which is probably the smartest thing to do.
Probably a good choice.
And then, because when you can move the bird, when you do move it, that is when you get to copy an effect, correct?
The problem is, with King Hubert being placed here, King Hubert states when it's played, you may move 1 ally from each adjacent location to his location. So the Raven cannot move from here to his location.
All right. Well, I still think that.
Still want to leave it there?
I still think that is the best.
Copy.
Correct.
Copy. Okay.
Yeah, the best choice for us.
All right. So what I will do on my turn, Raven will trigger. Go ahead and move Raven to the forest to gain the 3 power. That's the action I'm going to choose. And then Maleficent will move to the Forbidden Mountains. So first action will be to gain 1 power. Second action will be to move. So I'm going to go ahead and move the Raven to...
You've activated my trap card, Dan.
Oh, I have.
He's activated it.
All right.
Greed. During their turn, if another player has 6 or more power, you may play Greed and gain 3 power.
Now, what kind of card is Greed?
This is a condition card.
One of the things... So, I'm sorry, go ahead, Jen.
So the condition has been met, which is it's during my opponent's turn, and they have 6 or more power. And now I get to play the card, and the effect is I gain 3 power. So this is one of the different card types.
Yeah. Conditions are always played on your opponent's turns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, all right. So go ahead and collect your
let's
power.
go ahead. 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. All right. So on that, so I'm going to go ahead and move.
Yeah.
Raven here.
Well, you just moved that at the start of your turn.
No. I moved.
Oh, from that effect.
Yeah, I moved Raven here for this for the beginning of turn effect.
Gotcha.
And for this turn, since I have a move an item or an ally, I'm going to go ahead and move Raven to King Stefan's castle.
Okay.
And then the next thing that I will do is I will go ahead and play. I'm going to pay 3. I'm going to play the Savage Goon. Savage Goon's an ally with a 4 power.
Ooh.
Okay. And this brings up another topic that we haven't really discussed yet is strength. Okay. King Hubert as a hero has a strength of 3. You can see heroes, their strength listed in the bottom left-hand corner of the card.
Mm-hmm.
Savage Goon is an ally for Maleficent with a strength of 4, again located at the bottom left-hand side of the card. In order for Maleficent to defeat King Hubert from her realm, she needs to be on a location where there's a vanquish symbol. And in order to vanquish a hero, you need to use an ally with strength, 1 or more allies whose total strength is greater than or equal to the hero's strength.
Yep.
So since my Savage Goon is 4 strength, King Hubert is strength of 3. I have enough strength in order to defeat King Hubert. However, I just need to be at a location where there is a vanquish symbol, which I'm not at the moment, but I'm setting that up to where I can do that.
Uh-oh.
And then the last thing I will do is I will activate Fate, and I will go ahead and fate you, Jim.
Dan, well, how could you do that to me?
King Richard.
King Richard.
King Richard is a 5 strength.
Is that Prince John's dad?
Brother.
Oh, it's a brother.
Yeah, Prince John
okay.
cannot play effects. Ooh, that's interesting.
Ooh.
We have Steal from the Rich effect. Take 4 power from Prince John and put it on any one hero. When that hero is defeated, the powers return to Prince John.
I do have 4 gold, but
there
that's
are
not the
no
problem.
heroes. That's the problem with that. So that will get discarded.
Yes.
So we will go ahead and play King Richard, and we'll go ahead and play King Richard there.
Okay. Are you sure? Sir Hiss allows
correct.
me to
Correct.
perform one of those actions.
one of those actions. So, I think what we do is, what does that say?
I gain 2 power each time a hero is played to this
So
location.
we will not play it there. So we'll go ahead and play King Richard to that location.
Yes, that makes sense.
And that is Friar Tuck's Church.
Yes.
Okay. So those are the first 3 turns of this game. Hopefully kind of gave you a pretty good overview of kind of what the game's about. So this is Maleficent, Prince John, and then we are going to start a completely new game and play it from start to finish.
Yes.
So that's going to be next. So check that out. Hopefully when you're done watching this video, if you want to see a complete run-through gameplay of Disney Villainous. All right. Thanks everybody, and we'll see you in the next video. All right, thanks everybody.